And we are live. What's good, everyone? AB Media 83 here. And welcome to the AB Daily Show. We talk about politics and whatever else I feel like talking about. But yeah, it's good, Snowman. Good to have you here. Today, we're a quick rehash of the Iron Bank and our channel canceled. It is what it is. They'll be back. Yeah, she'll be back eventually. It is what it is, and we'll be ready for it. Me personally, I never. I made probably one video talking about Cynthia G. I probably literally only made like one video talking about Cynthia G. But I'm under no illusion. She'll be back. It is what it is, and we'll just remind people what she said beforehand. What's going on, Andre? Snowman, Silk Diggy. Good to have y'all here. But got to cover some geopolitics here. Unfortunately, it looks like um, we might be headed toward World War III. I wish I didn't have to say that, but the reports are coming out. Israel is killing civilians. In fact, they now they claim it's an accident, but they bombed a church that was next to a so-called target of theirs, and a former Republican congressman's family was in there, and including an infant. Some of his family members got killed. And if you haven't heard, the chief of Al Jazeera, I believe is the name of the news company, Al Jazeera, the chief of Al Jazeera, his his entire family got killed. His wife, his son, and his grandson got killed in the Gaza Strip. So I know there's still people going around acting like Israel can do no wrong, but sooner or later something has to give. And given what given what the small hats have been through in the past, trust and believe, people don't deny the Holocaust. But what y'all doing right now is not helping your case whatsoever. And I'm going to leave it at that. Yes, the Holocaust was atrocious, but what they doing right now in Israel ain't right, and I'm not going to defend it. Yes, Israel does have a right to defend itself. No, I don't think Hamas is an innocent group, but that doesn't make what Israel's doing right now in Palestine right. Now, if you don't like my statement, well, here's what it is. But I'm concerned that if certain allies of the Gaza Strip and Israel start fighting, and there's already been some uptick in with military bases around that area, um, I'm afraid World War III might pop out. Now, I hope to God I'm wrong, but I have to report the news how I see it. On top of the fact, some of y'all's President Joe Biden is not calling for a ceasefire whatsoever, and said they'll back whatever Israel does. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope cooler heads prevail, and we're in for a rough ride, folks. As far as politics here, they keep trying to find Trump for him being Trump, and there are some people out here that honestly think that painting Trump as a criminal is going to make us want to vote for Joe Biden, and I'm just looking at them like they're crazy. Yeah, we know Trump's a criminal. What else is new? Joe Biden's a criminal. Make your point. We know Trump's a criminal. What else is new? Most politicians are criminals. But y'all want to get the conversation started? There's the link. But yeah, I don't have much else to say about the Iron Bang. You know, she'll probably be back and as annoying as ever. And I always have that graphic if she ever does come back. She may cause you stress. Uh, you may lose brain cells, but you know, visual discretion advised. But you know, be sure to check out my shorts. I just did a short where hey, what's going on, Brian?
You ain't got a lick of sense with your shorts. I'll just say that.
uh, hey, I do my best.
And that's the best part of it. 30 seconds, you make your point, you
Hmm.
strike a nerve, you make me laugh because I agree with most of your points.
Yeah,
Day continues.
yeah. Recent one. Yeah, they're focused. I noticed they're focusing on Trump's indictments and stuff. That they're trying to paint him as a criminal. But I'm like, y'all have bigger problems than that.
Um,
We
can
already know
you
Trump's a criminal. What's the big deal?
can you say smoke screen?
Yes,
I knew you could.
I just one of my recent shorts. It's a small clip, but they had Barack Obama speaking somewhere, and they're saying "F Joe Biden," and even he can't calm that crowd down. I was like, oh shit! If Obama can't calm that kind of crowd down, y'all in trouble.
This is
Y'all in
why
trouble.
I'm going to take George Carlin's advice.
Hmm.
I'm staying home.
Yeah, and I know what their plan is. They plan to bring, Barack and Michelle out to shame us into voting for Joe Biden.
Do you think?
It didn't work. It didn't work the last time. I don't see why you think it was going to work. I don't see how you think it's going to work this time.
Because people don't have any sense. As you say best in one of your old shorts, next.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. But apparently, you know how we're talking about the 28 list that them heifers came out with.
Oh dear God! Don't tell me they came out with another one.
No, actually, some dudes came out with a list. I haven't looked at it, but
Oh, the members. You know what? I've seen part of that list.
here's my thing. To me, that list is pointless because
Uh huh. I'll
because
spell in
I
five
said
letters.
I said what I said the first time. Okay, you want to throw that list in my face? Fine.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a dog and die alone. There's the door. And by the way,
You know the
like,
fun,
share, subscribe, and hit the cash app support the show.
you know the fun
And
part about seeing that list.
I ain't forgot about you, Andre. I'm still setting up my PayPal.
You know the fun part about that list that
Hmm.
What?
that the BWs came up with. I've disobeyed everything on that list.
Oh,
Good move.
oh no.
The
Shout
reason
out
I
to the
disobeyed.
brother. I don't. I don't. I gotta get it. I gotta get his name. But this bro on TikTok made a great point. He said
Mm-hmm.
most of the heifers promoting that list
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
feed their kids worse than what's on that list.
Um,
Indeed.
what do we often say on the morning show? No lie to be found.
Yeah, he correctly pointed
Speaking of
out
which, where were
a
you this
lot of these
morning?
Catholics that are have ever said they don't want to go to whatever Cheesecake Factory and stuff like that. A lot of them feed their kids White Castles,
Oh yeah,
McDonald's big ass nuggets, the dollar store, and even worse, the dollar store nuggets. Ugh.
I had to live on those when I lived in LaPorte, Indiana.
Oh, my condolences.
I had to live on those when I lived in LaPorte, Indiana. When I went through the bullshit I went through with the ex,
Wow.
I
Ain't
had
nothing
to
like no
live.
Chick
I
Fil A
had to
nuggets.
live with. Look, I had to live on Dollar General, Dollar Store. I actually had food stamps for the better part of 2 months. Then I
Mm.
reapplied. I don't have to tell you the end of that story.
Well, yeah.
You're a man. Go to work. Oh, on top of that, it was 2016. On top of that, the bitch I was seeing at the time wondered why I stopped talking to her. When a man is told, when are you going to get your act together and when are you going to stop dreaming? Yeah, that kind of pisses him off.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Who was coming to the stage? Oh,
Well,
When a man is told to stop dreaming by a woman that supposedly loves him, yeah.
let's talk about that
shout
for a minute.
out to
It's the
To the
ex.
youngsters that may be listening, let me give you some advice. If a woman is constantly crapping on your dreams, it's time to kick her to the curb.
It's time
I
to
don't,
leave.
and I'm going to be blunt with you. I don't care how good her ass looks to you.
I don't
I
give
don't care how good her titties look to you. If she's not on your program, it's time to kick her to the curb.
time to go. I had to find
time
that.
to go.
I
There's a
had,
reason why certain women are called the dream killer.
yep. And
Yep,
I
and a
dated
lot of
quite,
them are black, unfortunately.
and I
Yeah,
dated quite a few, and I dated quite a few of them because they will say things to you that will stick inside your head that are not supposed to be there.
They
yeah.
even do it to their own. They're even worse with their own children. I mean,
I've
I remember
seen it.
what's his name, Jeffrey Holder. If you guys remember him,
Mhm.
Hmm.
Jeffrey Holder, the great actor and dancer. He talked about you should never. A lot of a lot of women and men, for that matter, because some of us come from immigrant parents who don't understand it.
Hmm.
Why do you, I don't, when you say you have a dream doing something like that, I say they just look at you and say, "How are you going to make money doing that?" And that's how you kill the dream because they're like, that's
Yep.
why I remember. This is why I remember this one episode of the Wayans Brothers show. Marlon had an idea, had a dream to become an actor after an audition.
Oh, speaking of killers or attempted,
Hmm.
excuse me, a wannabe dream killer. Have y'all heard the news?
What?
Jada Pickett's book flopped. Oops.
Why am I not surprised?
You can jump in at any time, Andre.
Well, I'm just having a smoke. I didn't want you guys hearing like background
Oh,
noise and
okay.
shit.
Oh, okay.
Stay off the weed. I'm sorry, I had to say it. I had to go. I had to do it. I had to go all Negro
But
night
yeah,
on you.
allegedly
You know.
her book flopped. So
I don't think so.
all that so-called juicy details for nothing, huh? It's so bad. Even black women online are like, okay, take me out of the group chat, please. We don't care. Go away.
You've been putting out your business. You don't. She doesn't get it because there's a cognitive disconnect in this woman. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
She has no self awareness. Everything she does is subconscious. It's impulsive.
Mm-hmm.
It's about getting what she needs, and that is the narcissism of her. She just doesn't get it. She doesn't want to get it, and she's not even capable of understanding that
Mm-hmm.
everything you do, everything you touch turns to shit. And furthermore, anytime you get criticized, you just react. You just try to flip the script on it. Like she said, Chris Rock was obsessed with her when he put out did his Netflix premiere. We addressed the whole thing. And then next thing you know, she puts out in her book she claimed that
Mm-hmm.
he tried to hook up with her. I'm sure Chris was like, bitch, please. I hope he, because hell, even Marlon Wayans was like, I remember trying to get with Jada, realizing she didn't just friend zone him. He joked that she basically had him as a gay best friend.
Oh wow.
You guys need to check out his
Jada
comedy
is,
special, which is on HBO Max. God truly loves me, where he talks
yeah,
about everything.
is who she is, and I don't have much to say about her going around doing what she's doing right now. I'm like, okay, we already knew she was on some bullshit.
It hasn't been a good year and a half, almost 2 years for. That hasn't been a good year for Mr. Smith, since the slap and
Mm-hmm.
everything.
To that point, you
And
guys were. Oh, sorry.
oh, by the way, I can't remember that Cardinals was the head coach. Who said we knew who they were and we let them off the hook. What was that coach's name again?
Um,
Brian, would you
names
know
the name slips my mind right now.
that? He was the head coach for the Cardinals at one time, and he said they were
Oh,
who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. Come again?
So I was.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I was gonna
We're
say
Snowman.
when you guys were talking about dream
You must be doing
killers.
something.
Can you guys hear me?
Go ahead, Andre.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hear you.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Andre.
So when you guys were talking about dream killers, I remember CJA posted. I mean, he did a stream. It was like a year ago or something like that. He was talking
Mm-hmm.
about
Hmm.
like this dude. He was with a girl, and he apparently got like he was a musician. I don't remember what instrument he played, but he was a musician. And apparently, a letter got sent to his house saying that he got accepted into some like prestigious school in the States. I don't remember, what it was or whatever,
Oh,
but
I
he
think
got
I know. I think I know the story. But go ahead.
and she didn't tell him about the mail, and like years later he found out about it, and he ended up taking her to court. But obviously he's not going to get anything. But like basically, she ruined the guy's life because she was scared that he was going to leave him.
Oh yeah, we're finding
The
out, especially with fraternity tests and stuff, that a lot of these heifers have been lying for a long time. But,
You know why she
especially with
did it, Andre?
Why's that?
Not because he was gonna leave, but he's also when he got because some chicks get with men, but they don't want to elevate with the man. As Patricia O'Neill would say. She
no, the
basically
leeches.
knew if he went to college, if he got accepted to it, especially if he got accepted to college, he's gonna find there's gonna be some chicks who are better or who are more willing to get on his program and provide him when he needed in a relationship. The very thing she can't,
No, they're
and she
leeches.
doesn't really. She refuses to step up her game and compete. In fact, it's easier to bring a man down than to elevate yourself up.
Or elevate together.
Yeah, the
No,
leeches.
she can't. She can't.
Leech.
She
Let me
can't.
get in.
Okay.
No, they're leeches because ever since that list came out, there's been some older heifers complaining because now I can't. These men ain't going for it no more because he's done modern heifers. I'm like, well, not my problem.
You
You know
remember
they
that young
can't.
girl who was like, you remember the young girl who was on Kevin Samuels and had the floor and said, "We don't need you, motherfuckers." And he looked, what did he say to her?
Thank you.
Thank you. That's exactly what we needed. All right, fellas. She said it. That's
Well,
what the way to say it.
and
So
as
move
I
on.
always say, thanks for telling me. Next,
Right.
You should
next.
have played test for her.
That's how I feel about it. Oh, you don't want to be with me? Oh, thanks for telling me. Next.
I remember Patrice said it best. It said, "Women build from a man builds from the foundation up. Women, they try to build a building from the penthouse down.
Mm-hmm.
You aren't even qualified to be there,
Hey, what's
and you
good,
think you're
underrated
entitled.
darkness?
Peace and blessings, underrated darkness.
The number one grinder, underrated darkness.
I haven't heard from him in a while. But
Oh,
I
he's
know
still
he's
doing
been
his own
doing, he's
thing
been
on his
getting that
channel.
work. Yeah, still banging, still dropping some jewels.
Like Mr. Z had a stream earlier where he was talking about, that chick that apparently responded to him, saying that like, how are you gonna blame the economy for not being able to,
Say my name, Chrissy. Say my name.
take women out on a fucking $200 date or whatever or more. But the thing is, it's like
Yeah, I
it's
gotta go
not
back
about
and
the
watch
dude
that.
it's not about the dude being broke. It's just dudes just being responsible.
Yeah.
You know what he also mentioned?
Sorry?
A
This
certain
economy.
flex
Go
we
ahead.
forgot. Yeah, in this economy, a certain flex, that a lot of women people do is like, when they go out to like some like certain restaurants and whatnot. Everybody likes to take pictures of the food and post it.
Yeah, most of them
I
do that kind
remember
of shit.
there was huh?
I said most of them do that shit, fucking going out just to take pictures of food.
Yeah, that's a flex and shit. I mean, I
Oh,
know
so they go.
I was.
Wait a minute. These have I ain't dated in a while. These have us go out and take food a picture. They ain't cooking. Okay, that says
It's
more
pretty
about them than
goofy
does.
and it's pretty goofy and it kind of shows where they're at, right? Because like if you have to take pictures of
Yeah.
everything that you do, that means you don't do it often.
I
That's the way
mean,
I
I'm
look
sorry. That's kind of a turn off if you're taking pictures of food you ain't cooking and you're a female. Yeah.
at it. I
Well,
seen
this
this
is the
one.
reason I got off. This is the reason I never had Instagram ever in my life. I didn't get onto Twitter until like what 2011,
Mm-hmm.
2010, 2011. Facebook, I saw all that shit. I was like, what the hell is all this nonsense? I
And
never understood
Snapchat
it.
for me, I cannot get into Snapchat for whatever reason.
I only use
Oh, I don't mess
Snapchat to
with
talk
the
pictures.
Snapchat.
Snapchat, like the messages fucking get deleted, and they know if you save the picture. So I only use it to talk to bitches, so you can send me pics and shit.
Oh well.
Oh, better make sure they're legal.
Fuck yeah, I don't play them kind of
Legal
games,
age,
man.
so you might get set up.
Nah, man, I don't play them kind of games.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to see a chick like that on camera until I talk to their parents and shit. I'm old school.
Who's getting talked to and why?
Oh,
We just talked about some shit.
talking
We're
about stuff
talking
on
about
Snapchat
what's
and
right there.
stuff, and make sure no underage girls are Snapchatting them and stuff. Look, if I haven't met your parents, I don't even want to see you on camera like that.
Exactly.
I
Because
remember.
my next response would be,
What is that? What the fuck is that?
I remember my cousin had warned me about a certain person who was trying to email me. This was a classmate of hers,
Mm-hmm.
and they were minors. And I was like, "What do you want?" And then when and she was saying things. She was saying weird things, emailing me. So, and this is back when you had MSN Live and shit. So I asked her, "What do you want? Why are you interacting with me? I'm an adult. You're not even 18."
Peace, good brother Art Nustal.
So at some
Yeah,
point, I decided, you know what, block this individual. And I asked my cousin, why? How did this person get my email? How did they get my,
Mm-hmm.
my PSN address and everything? And she's like, oh, she got it from. Yeah, why? I mean, I forgave my cousin. She's like a little sister to me, but I was like,
Yeah,
but she
these
didn't
chicks.
really give it to her. She just copied. She just followed. She just somehow must have looked over her shoulder some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Yeah, these chicks are desperate nowadays.
yeah.
I don't have to
Well, this
DM
was
chicks.
like this was over. Yeah, well, this is back in like 08, 09. So,
Okay.
but yeah, so that was like I said, back during when they had MSN Live. For
I
those of us
forgot
who had a
about
Hotmail
MSN
account,
Live.
not Huh? Never had?
I still got my Hotmail account.
Anybody ever use Yahoo Mail or Hotmail?
Yeah, I still got
Actually,
my
I
Hotmail
do.
account.
Actually, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use
Yeah,
Hotmail.
it's
Yeah,
out. It's
it's not,
called
well,
Outlook
it's
now,
not
but
called Outlook. Yeah.
it's called
Mhm.
Outlook now. But yeah, I still got my Hotmail account.
I keep my Hotmail account. In fact,
Yeah.
most of the mail carriers have my business name.
Okay.
Because I remember, like, in the 2010s, in the 2000s, and even to like up into like the first half of the 2010s, they used to have like MSN Live and Yahoo Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were cool back then, especially Yahoo Messenger because you could like edit avatars and such.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
I remember that. Like, there were a couple
Yahoo Messenger saved my life one night when I was at a game and I had forgot something at my mom's house, and I didn't know what to do. And not only was I able to get it, she actually coupled it with some money because I was still waiting to get paid from Chicago State.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom. Indeed. AOL chat rooms. Oh yeah, been there.
Yeah,
I never
you
was
get
an
the
AOL.
AOL chat rooms, but hey.
Actually, you know what? AOL Messenger is what I used. I didn't use the chat rooms.
I do remember those
You
discs
got
though.
mail.
Hey, Nemo, where you
Huh?
from? Where you from? Like, what part of Africa are you from?
You forgot where I'm from?
Yeah, I
I'm
did.
Eritrean, dude.
Oh, you're Eritrean. Okay,
Not Eritrean, it's Eritrean. A lot of
Eritrean.
the houses in the U.S. and Canada, they try to ebonify it by calling it Eritrea, but it's Eritrea. Wrong emphasis on the wrong vowel and shit.
Yeah, y'all. Any of y'all still remember
I just
dial up?
forgot.
I know Snowman does.
AOL.
Yep, all that sound. Yep, that infamous sound.
I'll tell you, I ain't gonna lie when I say this, but up until like 2000, back home in Eritrea, if you wanted to make a long distance call, you would get that sound before you hear the ringtone on the other end.
Oh yeah, I still remember 1-800-collect. Used to cost money to get
God,
long
yes.
distance.
Dear God. Man, my parents kicked my ass for using 1-800-collect.
So,
Let me
so
be.
Nemo,
Let me be.
Yeah, y'all just don't know nothing about that. It used to cost money to do long distance phone calls.
so
Man,
First I
Nemo,
never heard a
where do
collect
you
call was
or 10-10-220 or some shit like that.
uh-huh.
Man, my mom kicked my ass. Let me be totally real. Oh,
Nemo,
where's the
what you
sound?
guys
Where's the
spam
sound
on?
you're looking for?
Wait, hold on, Andre. Let him finish.
Yeah, that sound.
We going back to dial-up?
Hey, all you youngsters born after 2000, this is what get on the internet used to sound like.
Don't forget everybody born in 90 up to from 97 onwards, actually,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of them were still toddlers, when this
And
shit
you
came
had to
out.
wait. And you had to wait on 3 windows. When
And
you
if you
had
got
AOL.
siblings, they
Oh
pick up
my
the
god!
fucking
And everything was in megabytes, not gigabytes per
Yep.
second. Everything was kilobytes per second.
Oh yes.
Oh man, kilobytes. Dear Lord.
Oh,
Back when we
don't get
had
me.
floppies,
I'm a web developer. Don't get me started.
I got a question. I got a question for y'all. How many calling cards did you go through?
calling cards for what?
Ooh.
How many calling cards did y'all go through? Back in the late 90s?
The first time I ever used a calling card was in the early 2000s, but it was in another country.
When I worked at Cedar Point, in 2002, I had a stack of them because I didn't know how long I would be in Sandusky, Ohio, how a grown ass man like myself would be the first in line to call my dad and say, "Get me the fuck up out of here."
I think you said it wrong, Snowman.
I got through that summer. That was 2002. I got through that summer, and when I had enough, I left. I said, "The hell with it. I'm out of here."
Oh man, that was a good year. That
Yep,
was an
14.
interesting year.
Just a minute, name. 14. Excuse me, 16. Watching, like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, and support the show.
Please support the show.
Hey, Snowman, you had to use
Oh,
a
did I
calling
put
card
the
just to
get the?
call other
Do I get to
people in
give
the
a like?
states?
Hang on, let me check.
Given the way Cedar Point was in 2002, yes.
Wow. The only time I've ever
Because
used a calling card was just to call like my family in Jamaica.
well, in 02, they had the phone set up as this is before the cell phones really took off.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I'd say, shucks, a year before the cell phone went boom, because the cell phones had been out for a while, but you had to be very exclusive to have one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say about
Weren't that available?
2003. Yeah, they weren't.
Mhm.
They were purposely not made available to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Widely
I
available.
heard it
Yeah,
was
I mean,
expensive as fuck too.
Okay, hold on a minute, y'all.
you
There it is.
just
One
have
at
to
a
play that
time.
thing. Oh
Oh, that brings
man,
back memories.
30 of the
It
longest
brings back
seconds.
memories.
30 of the longest seconds of your life. And if you get
I ain't gonna
rejected,
lie. I mean,
wait. You'd have to, if you got rejected, you had to wait a few minutes and try again. Who knows how long those few minutes would be?
Mm-hmm.
oh my god.
Yeah, this was the internet back in the
I
day, young
remember.
people.
Yeah,
I got
I
introduced.
remember.
I got introduced to
Oh, go ahead,
electronic
Coach.
mail in 1990 when I went away to college.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
know what the fuck. I didn't know what the fuck electronic mail was. It was the precursor. It was the and it was used on a mainframe system, which means one color screen, not multicolor screen.
Uh huh.
And
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
yeah, one color. You didn't have multicolor screen. You couldn't have anything nice, even in 1990. That's when I got
Remember
introduced
what the
to.
PCs were like back then?
Oh dear God, heavy as fuck. Because I had to lift a couple of them in my high school.
What
Heavier
was it again?
shit.
IBM. It was IBM
Scary.
mostly. I remember. Was it most of them didn't have a sound card. I remember like when I was a kid, yeah, because I was still in like in the '90s. I was still in elementary school at the time, and they introduced us to Macintosh.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the old Macintosh where just one, just the computer and the keyboard connect together just one. And that was like the late '90s. Then
Yeah.
Macintosh 2 and everything was where there was a hard drive. That's it, with a hard drive, the screen, the keyboard was separate.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Learning how to work a
All
mouse
parts
at
were
the
separate.
time.
I still remember the color
Just
Macintosh.
look at what Detro said.
Yeah.
Waiting for a chick's pic to download was anxiety inducing. You are not lying on that one.
Oh
Oh
boy.
man, how long it took the buffering. I
Especially
remember.
now that I have it in my sound base, especially when you had to wait for this.
Yeah, I still remember my cousin downloading a cartoon pic of remember Jasmine from Aladdin?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I still remember him downloading a cartoon pic of her giving, how can I say this? Her
Yeah.
giving what they call it, fellatio.
Oh.
I'm trying to be a
A happy
little,
ending.
yes, a happy ending. I
Shut
know
up.
it's a funny shit, but
You ain't
we always
shit
go
for
over
that,
here.
Neymar.
But yeah, pretty much a happy
Well,
ending.
he's no longer in Houston. Well,
Yeah,
he's
I
no
know,
longer in Houston.
I
That mess
know.
is now in Cleveland.
And that messed up
But
all
yeah,
these
that's
happy
it.
endings.
Yeah, he's got no use for his arm anymore.
He's got to be thinking
What is that?
Mm-hmm.
The fuck is that?
about the city of Cleveland. And I have my gripes with the city
And
of Cleveland.
well, it's either that or Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, they were doing a lot of building in the city of Cleveland last time I went.
Yeah.
Your
Somebody
four
holler at
keywords.
Judge Gray. See what's the
Your
deal.
4 keywords last time you went.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember print shop. I used to print my some of my posters through print shop
Okay.
because my school y'all remember dot who remembers a dot matrix printer? Or am I older than everyone in here to remember that?
What year was this?
89, 90.
Oh yeah, that's before my time. I was still a kid.
Before my time.
I remember a
I
program.
know what printers were, but not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's all laser printing and
Right.
um
Inkjet
now
printing.
yeah, it's all inkjet printing and things. But I remember my computer lab in my high school had 2 dot matrix printers. And whatever you had to print that
Okay.
was not for class, you had to get to them quick. Because if you didn't, you were
Ooh.
going to be waiting a while.
Oh, I think I have seen a dot matrix printer. Is that when they had the little things on the side of them?
Yes.
Hey, Detro, ASL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have seen a dot matrix printer because my father had an accounting business.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that was
DOS,
a CPA.
DOS shell. There you go, Detro. DOS shell. My gosh.
Yeah,
My
we're
goodness.
talking about MS DOS here.
Uh-huh. Age, sex, location, ASL.
I remember that. You go to certain chat type and that was the first thing
Same
you have to say
here.
hi, ASL.
Yep.
And
Yep.
now,
And that
actually,
was the first,
At the time
that
they
was the
laughed.
first two things. That was the first two things you asked. First two things you said, I beg your pardon. I and ASL.
now, actually, I do know something about MS DOS because that was actually my first experience with computers. My father showed me how to put it in a floppy disk and play a game off the floppy disk by
Yeah. I've
Oh,
gone through a few of
the A
those.
drive and stuff like that. So I know a thing or two about MS DOS, and I still use the command line whenever I get another computer. I still use the command line like that.
Same.
Find something.
all right.
Hey, here you go. Hey, AB wasn't ready for this one that I played. I think it was last night I got a chance to play this.
Yeah. What was that? Windows 95?
2000.
2000. Okay.
2000. Let me see if I can. Wait a minute. Since we're. Oh, what the hell?
The earliest I remember is Windows 98.
Yeah, this is why it's called AB Daily. We have fun here, folks. Go ahead.
Yes. Let me see what I can. Live research, folks. That is 95. I messed
I
up.
don't recognize that sound.
I was not. That was 95. That was 95. Shucks.
Oh, okay. I
Now
wasn't
I
paying
got it down.
attention like that, but okay.
Remember
Now
the
I got
sound?
to download this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I got to
Remember,
down. I got to download this.
remember you
Damn
had
it.
remember that sign you always got when you shut down a computer? You can now turn off your computer.
Yep.
And you
Yes.
can
I
turn on
remember
Windows
that.
95.
Yes. Yes, I remember that. Good Lord.
I remember the laptops back
What
then
was it?
where they had the mouse with the little hand. There was a little, was this little wand in the middle of the piece of the keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
That was like,
Damn, you had a
I
laptop
remember
back
with it
then?
when
You
my
a
uncles
baller.
brought one of those. I said, "Where'd you get that?"
Oh
Huh?
Lord.
Yeah, Windows
Oh.
95 is the
What was
first
your
time
question,
the
Auntie?
start menu.
I was just saying, you had a laptop back then? Your son was balling.
No,
Yeah.
Y'all
I
remember
remember it
that
was like
one?
early 2000. Huh? Play that again.
Y'all remember that one that I just played?
Could you play it
Run it
again,
back
please?
real quick. Oh, yeah.
Was that 2000?
98.
98?
98.
It was
Yep.
I don't
98.
remember 98 sounding like that, but okay.
Well,
I remember.
they interchanged it because 95 kept that same sound until they had developed a second version of 98, and then they changed to that load up sound.
Okay.
Okay. Who remembers
I
the
know they
XP
were.
or 2000
I
one?
may not be the biggest computer geek in my family. That's for my lovely daughter Sonia, but I remember this.
Can't hear it.
Here it is. That's the shut off sound for 98.
Mm.
That I don't
Ah,
remember.
okay.
Don't ask me where I found that.
No, you don't have. It's all right. It's all right. It's all
But
right. Go.
I tell Jody all the time, I miss half of this stuff. Notice I said half.
Yeah, exactly.
That's 2000.
Yeah, I
All
missed
right.
2000. I went to XP.
Oh, you went straight to
Yeah.
XP? Okay.
Yeah, I missed.
Yeah,
I
we got
missed both.
XP.
I missed the infamous me and 2000, and went straight to XP.
I dealt with 2000 while at Valley Fair in Minnesota when we had
Okay.
a computer lab,
Mm-hmm.
and there were about
Oh.
3,000 employees trying to use 4 computers all at the same time.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
and I'm in rural Minnesota. I'm an hour away from Bloomington. I'm an hour and a half away from Minneapolis.
You in Minnesota?
Oh, a funny story. Some people have somebody had donated a bunch of old computers to my church,
Uh-huh.
and they asked me to go have them taken a look at. And when I bought those when I bought one of the towers to the computer guy, you know what he told me?
What?
I kid you not. I kid you not. They were pointing out the collector items on the computer. It was that obsolete.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
They were
I
literally
love
pointing
it.
out the collector items on the computer.
Collector, they pointed out the collector items. Oh, geez.
Yeah, the motherboard was old as shit. I think I don't even know if they could got a gig on there. Them motherboards were old.
Old ass motherboards.
Back then it was like in megabytes and several hundred megabytes.
See,
A couple hundred
see,
megabytes
these
was
youngsters
faster,
don't
right?
know nothing about that. These
Mhm.
youngsters used to having 2 gigabytes or more. That
At
wasn't
least.
always the case, youngsters.
No, it was
I
not.
remember my first computer that I actually got to myself. That only had 64 megabytes, not 64 gigabytes, 64 megabytes.
Well, then,
RAM.
Here's something I can
Been there
go
with
on
that.
to.
Been there with that one. Oh, I found the
Um,
motherload. I found the link that has all of them.
Uh-oh.
okay.
I'm about to download this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And
All right.
okay,
XP included?
I believe yes. This is from 93 to present. 3.1, 93,
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
95.
Mm-hmm.
NT.
Yep, new technologies. Yep.
Yep, NT 4.0. And that's the shutdown. That was 1996. NT 5.0.
Hey, next time we on the panel with BGS, you gotta play this shit, man.
Oh, way ahead of you. That's why I'm downloading it now. That's
Yeah,
why I'm
we gotta
downloading
play
now.
it because I'm sure he's heard all of these.
oh yeah.
Hell, I've heard and
All right.
remember all of these. There's 98.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
There's the startup. And there's the shutdown for 98. There's 2000. I wish BGS was here. I'd trip him out with this. I'd trip him out with this. That's Windows ME.
Oh,
So-called
yeah, everybody disowns.
Yep. Somebody trying to say. Microsoft Whistler. Oh, dear. Windows Whistler. I beg your pardon. That's 2001.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, wee.
Oh, XP. There you go.
You know that one.
XP right there.
You know that one.
Don't forget the shutdown.
Yeah, that was a shutdown.
Let me play that. Let me play that
No,
one
that was
again.
when it started.
Here you go.
Yep.
Start up.
That's the startup.
There's your shutdown.
You know what? It's funny.
It's 2003. Windows Server 2003.
Oh, okay. Oh
I
gosh, that
remember
brings back
was
horrible
like
memories. Just a fun story about back in the day with Windows Server. See, Microsoft used to have this program called Front Page.
Oh my gosh.
For those, yes, I'm a web developer, so for those who don't know what
I am
Front Page
very
is,
familiar with Front Page.
Front Page used to be Microsoft's web tool, and
Yep.
to say it sucked is just a flat out understatement.
To say it sucked would be nice.
Those templates were so fucking horrible. When I was taking web
They
class
were
in college, I was like, man, fuck
clunky.
this shit. I'll make my own.
Exactly. They were clunky.
When I saw them templates, I'm like, man, fuck this shit. I'm making my own template. This stuff sucks.
Bad.
Bad.
And you know the irony is now Microsoft, believe it or not, has the best web tool right now. It's called Visual Studio Code.
Yeah, I know that. I'm familiar with that.
And actually, it is pretty good. I use it for web development. It is good.
Mm-hmm.
But I still remember Microsoft Front Page. That's back when they were still in their WYSIWYG phase. What you see,
what you see is what you get. Second quarter
that
score.
Stuff suck.
Second quarter score: Buffalo Bills 10, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 10, and Tampa Bay has Baker Mayfield. Right. I'll be right back.
Okay. But yeah, I remember Front Page back in there. Oh, good lord.
I'll admit, I remember like because I was not coming to a show at the time when I first got my first couple of PCs. Like first one I had was like in 93, 94. It was like an IBM one.
Yeah.
My dad had put a lot of computer games in there because and that's when the first time I ever played Wolfenstein and Doom. That was the first time I played on keyboard. Before that, I was just playing on Super NES. But when he replaced our PC, he got another one that was compact, but installed in it the Windows XP. This is 2001, and immediately I looked into the settings and I found certain themes, and I put in the baseball one. So I've always been like there was interesting things. I remember when my first laptop up here in Norway, it was Windows 9 or Windows 10 on it, and I was able to put a FIFA theme to it through the Microsoft settings store.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of fun just working with laptops that way.
Hey AB, you said you're a web developer, right?
Yeah.
Are you making it from scratch, or are you like using a host? Well, I mean, you need a host, I think. I'm not too knowledgeable about the subject.
I can write HTML. I used to buy the server space. It's hard to maintain a server, man. I usually buy it. Like I go through GoDaddy or Bluehost or something like that to buy the server space.
Oh, okay.
In fact, when I get a laptop, I got to start working with. I got to set up Charles's website. But yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. And there's different server types. You got your Windows servers and you got your Linux servers. Then you have different. Then you have different server side language. Like a lot of people use WordPress for their website, and all that is to me is PHP and MySQL. That's all it is.
But I'm listening.
That's it. It's just PHP, the programming language, and MySQL. And I believe PHP is on version 8, and it's actually a pretty good language. And there's a lot of security. There's a lot of security stuff you got to know. If you want to build a proper website, there's a lot of security things you got to know and stuff. like how to properly sort passwords, stuff like that. There's a lot that goes
But,
into it.
but I did learn how to make a website, but it's just like basic like shit, right?
Okay.
Have you ever seen that show, Mr. Robot, randomly?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you should watch it. It's a pretty good show. Basically, it's like the hacker group, sorry, I'm not gonna pronounce this well. I could already tell. Anonymous.
Anonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The show is basically loosely based on them.
Okay.
So basically, what happened was, like, the one dude, like, he's a white hat hacker in his daily life, but he has schizo, and his other personality is a black hat hacker. So
Oh, Rami
yeah,
Malek.
yeah. You seen it? You seen it,
No,
Jamie?
I've seen. I haven't seen a series, but I know the actor. I've heard the actor who's in it, and I've
Oh,
seen
Okay.
certain clips, a certain like clips of certain scenes, and like especially like when he has to go see the his counselor or shrink.
yeah, it's a pretty good show. So
Christian
basically,
Slater's in that. Christian Slater's in it.
what he basically did was he hacked the biggest like company in the states, and he erased
Uh
everybody's
huh.
debt, and it kind of just fucked the world.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What's good, Spay Man? Detroit 313. But yeah,
Greetings, Detroit City.
Yeah, AB, you should check it out. It's a pretty good show. If you're into computers and stuff like that, it's interesting.
yeah.
He kind of goes into detail about like that kind of stuff.
I also do programming. I got about 5 or 6 programming languages I can go in that I work with. C Sharp, Python, Visual Basic, um, PHP, C++, stuff like that.
Uh huh.
Where
Definitely
would you
some of those.
suggest to start to learn more about like web developing? It's like I've had people like offer me to like help them make their website, but I'm just like
Mhm.
I'm pretty green.
Web
So
development, you probably need to go with JavaScript.
to learn more about JavaScript.
Yeah, that's the main language for the web is JavaScript. Then if you want to get on the server side stuff, I would recommend PHP.
Mm-hmm.
So I
And
only I only got into computers because I'm into gaming, and then that led me
okay,
to like live streaming and shit like that. So like I had to
okay.
learn a little bit
If
more.
you want to get into gaming programming, I would recommend uh Python first, then either C Sharp or C++. C++ is where most of your AAA stuff is going.
Give me one second. I'm gonna make a note of it.
Okay.
So you said JavaScript, and then you said Python and C++,
Yeah, if you want to get into gaming and stuff like that, and C Sharp.
C Sharp.
Yeah, C Sharp is actually my preferred language. It's kind of a jack of all trades language.
And the other one you mentioned earlier was PHP.
Yes, PHP is more of a web language. It's for the web.
Mm-hmm.
Can you actually use Linux?
Yes, you on a
Oh,
Linux
okay.
machine?
Yeah,
Are you
so
on
then
a
you know
Linux?
what the fuck you're doing. If you know how to use Linux, you know what you're doing. Well, I already assumed you know what you're doing.
Yeah, are you on a Linux? Which Linux distro are you on?
I'm not on it at all. That's why I'm like, you know what you're doing. Yeah,
Yeah, it depends on
I
what you want
know.
to do. I prefer Windows, but it depends on what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with
Well,
Linux.
there's nothing wrong with it. I just learned that like people that use Linux are like a lot of them are like hackers and shit like that.
Yeah,
Which obviously, if you're able to hack somebody and you know how to use Linux, like yeah, you're up there.
Not always the case, but yeah, that's true. Some people like to use Linux because they don't want to pay for anything.
I mean, you could already do that with Windows. You don't need to use Linux for that.
Hmm. Yeah, I use a popular open source tool called LibreOffice.
LibreOffice. Ensko Westens.
That's the name of it, and it's actually pretty good.
Cool.
I'm taking notes.
I'm going to shock a lot of people, especially in our own community, because I'm going to try my hand at hockey in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
I live in Canada. We invented the sport.
Oh, I know.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Yeah. Wait a second.
Wait. Let me get ready.
We got a black man talking
where you going? I know where you're going. Do it again.
Wait a minute. We got a bunch of guys. We got a bunch of black men talking hockey.
Which team are you covering?
Wait. Hold on.
Wait. Name her. Let me
we got people talking about.
Wait a minute. Name her. What team are you? Which teams are you covering?
Okay, sorry.
To start with, Chicago Blackhawks.
Okay, the Blackhawks. Who else?
His hometown.
Chicago Blackhawks, Colorado Avalanche, Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, you got the Calgary Flames.
They got the Midwest pretty much covered.
Yes, I do keep up with hockey. You got the Calgary Flames. You got the Vancouver Canucks.
Yep.
Anaheim Ducks. Dallas Stars. I actually got a Dallas Stars hat.
When they were the Minnesota North Stars.
You got the Minnesota North Stars. You got the New York Rangers, New York Islanders.
Islanders. Detroit Red Wings, of course.
Wait, aren't you covering the Wild?
New Jersey Devils.
Jersey Devils. You mentioned the Rangers and the Islanders. Philadelphia Flyers. Pittsburgh Penguins.
Tampa Bay Lightning. Florida Panthers.
Florida Panthers. St. Louis Blues.
Phoenix Coyotes.
San Jose Sharks.
Technically Arizona Coyotes, but it counts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They changed the branding to the Arizona Coyotes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how seriously you guys take hockey.
Is Wayne still over that?
Say it again.
Is Wayne still over that?
No, he left.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. To the
Toronto Maple Leafs.
I do follow hockey.
Toronto Maple Leafs, Edmonton Oilers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say you left them out, and you also left out the
Ottawa Senators.
Yeah, you left out who?
Winnipeg Jets.
Winnipeg Jets.
Philadelphia Flyers.
You know who they should bring back? The Quebec Nordiques.
I never heard of them.
That's who those Coyotes are.
Yeah, the Arizona Coyotes were the Quebec Nordiques.
Oh, a little trivia. Who has the most Stanley Cups?
Nordiques.
Montreal Canadiens.
Thank you.
Oh, no wonder. They're the most hated team in Canada. Them and the Ottawa Senators. Yep.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. If you go look at the record, but the Canadians were monsters. Good Lord, they got like 3 or 4 streaks of winning 6 in a row. I'm like, damn.
I have a piece of hockey trivia of my own.
Oh, we forgot a bunch of teams as well. Let's see, the Nashville Predators, the Atlanta Thrashers, who later became the Winnipeg Jets.
Yep.
The new Winnipeg Jets, because the original Winnipeg Jets relocated.
Carolina Hurricanes.
Carolina Hurricanes.
The Hartford Whalers, they relocated to have become like the Nashville Predators. Columbus Blue Jackets, we forgot about that.
They became the Carolina Hurricanes. I remember that.
Carolina.
Oh, they became the Carolina Hurricanes? Okay,
yeah,
my bad.
Hartford Whalers became the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah. I always wonder what happened to them. Let's not forget. Now we have the Seattle Kraken, but everybody's wondering why wasn't there a team in Seattle? We also forgot about the Boston Bruins, the Buffalo Sabres. Huh?
LA Knights.
Who?
LA Kings.
Kings. I'm sorry.
LA Knights. Yes, LA Kings.
LA Kings.
LA Kings. I'm sorry.
The Golden Knights are in Vegas.
Vegas Golden Knights.
Greatest Golden. Okay.
Yeah, Vegas Golden Knights. Mentioned the Seattle Kraken.
The
Los
I haven't
Angeles.
followed. I haven't followed
defending now
hockey like
defending
that.
champion.
You
I
have
haven't
the,
followed hockey like that in a while.
Sorry.
Who's good now?
you have the Los Angeles Kings. You have the San Jose Sharks.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them. San Jose
Yep.
Shark.
You got the San Jose Sharks. Mentioned the Dallas Stars already. The Atlanta Thrashers went back home to Winnipeg. They're back to being the Winnipeg Jets.
Oh, okay.
The Quebec Nordiques, I believe, became the Colorado Avalanche.
Oh,
Oh yeah. I'm very familiar with
I believe the Quebec, if I remember my history, the Quebec Nordiques became the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, I've always been a big Colorado.
I'm gonna look it up.
Fan. I've always been a big Colorado Avalanche fan. Patrick Wall, one of the best goalies of all time.
One of the greatest. Forget the best. One of the greatest.
Greatest goalies of all time.
Which prompts a
Yeah, they
question.
did become the Colorado Avalanche. You're right.
Also, piece of hockey trivia. Who's the only player to win the Conn Smythe Trophy 3 times? Conn Smythe Trophy playoff MVP.
couldn't tell you.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
No, not Mario Lemieux, because he's only
You
had
gonna
how
kick
many?
Maybe you're going to kick yourself for this.
Huh?
Patrick Roy.
Patrick Roy. Patrick Roy.
Yep. Patrick Roy. Only player to win the Conn Smythe Trophy 3 times.
Mm. Yep.
He won 4 cups during his career. He was selected as the greatest goaltender in history and is the only one to win the Conn Smythe Trophy 3 times.
Yeah, Martin Bordeaux's up there too.
Martin Brodeur, Eddie the Eagle Belfour,
Mm-hmm.
Corey Crawford, who won 2 cups with the Blackhawks.
Mm-hmm.
Dominic
Dominic Hasek.
Hasek, first ever African American goalie. First ever African American goalie that I remember. Grant Fuhr, Edmonton Oilers.
Like,
Speaking of which, did
He won
Mike
3
Greer
straight.
ever
He won 3
retire?
Stanley Cups with Gretzky and everybody.
Say again.
Did Mike Greer ever retire?
Did who?
Mike Greer.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Play for the Oilers.
Yes.
Yeah, I go back a little bit with the NHL. I used to play the EA NHL games like NHL 97,
Yeah.
98.
yep. That's
So
what
I
I'm
know who all the players are.
Back when EA was good.
Oh, you want to hear something wild? Mike Greer is now the GM of the Sharks.
Oh, interesting.
He is the GM of the San Jose Sharks.
Nice.
Like, if we're talking back in the day, my favorite character to play was or player to play was like Ignila, Jerome Ignila.
Yeah, Jerome McGinley.
Yeah.
Jerome McGinley, Calgary Flames.
You get into a fight, you fucking shit up.
Yep. Yep. Jerome McGinley. I remember him with the Calgary Flames. I remember Mike McInnes, who once upon a time had the hardest shot ever recorded.
Yeah, when I was playing the games, actually my favorite player was Sergei Fedorov.
The Red Army of the Detroit Red Wings.
Yes.
Yeah, those are my 2 favorite teams to play. The Detroit
Sergei
Red Wings.
Sergei Fedorov, Steve Yzerman.
Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie. I used to trade him because I was young back then, and I actually got introduced to hockey by watching the Mighty Ducks movie. So I used to trade him to the Mighty Ducks. Paul
Nice.
Correa.
Paul Correa. Yep.
What's his name? Teemu Salami. I hope I'm
Teemu Solani.
Solani. Okay.
Teemu Solani.
So yes, we're multifaceted black men. We know about hockey.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Teemu Solani obviously finished.
First hockey game I ever went to was the 91 All-Star game at Chicago Stadium.
Oh, nice. The first one I ever went to was they've switched multiple times. I don't know if that the actual team exists anymore. They call it the Indianapolis Ice.
They still exist. I know the play-by-play announcer.
Okay.
The Ice
It,
still play.
it wasn't the Indianapolis. It was the Indiana Ice. It was the team that was. There's like I know there's two of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was a team beforehand. It's a team that's disbanded. I watched one of their games in the Pepsi Coliseum. You know.
Yeah. 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 First game I ever went to was the. Oh, here's how we tie in being multifaceted with one of my horror stories during my abusive relationship. One of the nights I actually escaped was Game 6 of the 2015 Stanley Cup Final.
Wow.
Oh.
And y'all hit the
Here's how here's how I did it. The ex asked me if I was going to come out to LaPorte to visit. And I said, sure, I can do that. And I was dreading it. So I start out from Glenview, Illinois to LaPorte, which is about a 90-minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the last possible second, I get a phone call from a friend of mine who's tied in with the Blackhawks. And he said, you want to come see Game 6? I'm like, dude, I wish I could. I don't have any money. And then his next sentence saved my life. He says, I got a press pass for you. I'm on my way.
Mm-hmm.
I called the ex and told her, look, I got caught up in Glenview. I will be out there sometime tomorrow, which turned out to be a lie because I didn't come out there for the next 5 days because I was yelling my brains out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I went to see the Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup on home ice.
Nice.
I've seen the Hawks win on home ice. I've seen the Bulls win on their home floor twice.
Okay.
I saw game 2 the 2005 World Series with the White Sox where Scott Podsednik walked off. Had a chance to celebrate that with my dad before he passed away 2 years later due to prostate cancer.
Nice.
God rest his soul.
But yeah, and when I told my dad that I got into hockey, he started watching it with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta get back on my Madden. I downloaded Madden 23, and you know I'm redoing
Yes.
last year's season that don't exist in my opinion. For
Oh
the
my
couple,
gosh.
my season looked totally different. I'm in the playoffs now,
Nice.
and I might send you the screenshot. I pretty much wiped the floor with the New England Patriots. The score
Not
was
surprised.
107-0.
Not surprised. Speaking of scores and speaking of getting the floor wiped with them, Syracuse is getting the floor wiped by Virginia Tech right now, 30-3, and they just kicked off the third quarter.
Football?
Yep, college football.
Syracuse Orangemen. Yeah.
Yep, Syracuse Orangemen and the St. John's Redmen.
Are they still playing in that dome that they got?
Carrier Dome? Yes. Carrier Dome.
I always thought that was interesting. A college football team with a dome. But hey, to each his own.
Well, when you are basically New York's only, well, that's what they build themselves as. They build themselves as New York's university, and you got Syracuse all to yourself, you go with it. Because they played in an on-campus small arena for the longest time. But then, I say in 1984, Carrier Dome appeared.
Okay. This is what it is, but you know.
Mm-hmm. I got that wrong. 1980 is when the Carrier Dome appeared. 1980.
So it's about 40 years old, a little over 40 years old. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait till college football comes. EA makes another college football game because what I usually play. I don't. I didn't play Madden. I played the college games.
They
I
come
like
back. When is it supposed to come back? Or did it?
It's supposed to come back next year. We'll wait and see.
That
I'm sorry,
button
what's
was
supposed to come back? College
EA college
football.
football
Uh, I,
and
I
sport.
always loved the college football atmosphere because see in the college football game,
how are they going to get around likenesses and such, and licensing for NCAA teams and such?
It's called NIL deals.
yeah. Also, one of the reasons I like the college football game,
Mhm.
it's more realistic than Madden because
It is. It is.
because you can be whooping on somebody's home team and you'll actually see the crowd leave.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It feels more like a football game than Madden never does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
I might have to check one of those out just because of that.
Yeah, man.
First game I ever played, an EA game there were two of them. One was a baseball game. It was called MLB Baseball because it didn't have the MLB licensing. They just had the players
Yep.
licensing.
Yep.
That reminds me, I have to go through NBA, MLB the show because allegedly they're going back to the Negro leagues, and I want to play through that.
This I have to see.
That's on the. Wait a minute, you're an Xbox gamer because what's it?
Yeah.
MLB 23 was available on Xbox. I don't know about 22 though, because up until 22 everything was exclusive
21
to
and
PlayStation.
22 are on Xbox, but MLB the
Oh,
show
okay.
23 has a Negro league mode, and I'm interested to go through that because they do Jackie Robinson and somebody else. And I'm kind of interested to play through that.
Satchel Paige.
Yeah,
Could it be Satchel Paige the other one? All right.
But they're going back in time to old Negro leagues and some of those great players.
Oh, Red River. Oh, why did that song come to mind?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I got a question. Will the Final Four ever play the Carrier Dome?
Mm-hmm.
NCAA basketball?
I'm just wondering, will the
Final Four?
NCAA men's Final Four or women's Final Four ever play the Carrier Dome? Here's a scoreboard update. Milwaukee Bucks 94, Philadelphia 76ers 90, under 9 to go in the fourth quarter, and I'm pulling for the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm pulling for the Bucks.
Is Stay Puff at home or is he in the lineup?
Stay Puft is in the lineup.
Oh, how the Pacers doing? I ain't been paying attention.
Good question. I don't think they've played yet.
Wait, this season? No, this is the first game, dude.
No, check that. Indiana's 1-0 because they beat the ever-loving hell out of the Washington Bullets. 143 to 120. 143 to 120.
Damn.
No, he refuses to call them the Wizards.
I know.
No,
I got it the first time. I got it the first time.
Hell no, I'm not calling them the Wizards. They're the Washington Bullets.
Period. I heard the first time.
Yeah.
They're the Washington Bullets.
Bang,
Just like they're the
bang.
Washington Redskins.
Mm-hmm.
The slur, as Cole would say.
As Cole would say, yes, indeed.
How are the Bronx Sexuals
Wait. Wait.
Like I give a fuck.
Oh, you missed it.
What? What I miss?
No. I mean, AB missed it. What happened on Friday? I mean, on Wednesday. Especially when you had to go in, and then was it Playmaker? I think had to go in.
Yes.
What happened?
You know what? I need to make a correction.
Hmm?
Stay Puff Harden is not in the lineup. I have to make a correction.
Bushmouth is not here.
Who's Harden playing for now?
Mushmouth Stay Puff Harden is not in the lineup.
Who's Mushmouth? No,
Bushmouth.
Who's Harden playing for now?
Philadelphia.
Okay.
And
He's probably gonna. I'm glad. I hope he just messes up like Sean Kemp did when he was in Cleveland. He just shows up way overweight. Because remember, Sean Kemp came to camp 350, weighing 315
couldn't play
at
another
6'10",
game again. Oh,
That's a damn
the
shame.
loaded
Sixers
out.
are about to be investigated, and
For what?
so is Stay Puff Harden
For what?
tampering.
Oh,
Sorry, tampering of what?
You remember the
What do you mean
story we
tampering?
covered where, um, James Harden called Daryl Morey a liar?
Uh-huh.
The NBA is current. This is from Yahoo Sports, and I'm reading this verbatim. James Harden's absence from the Philadelphia 76ers season opening road trip continues to draw attention. The NBA is currently investigating his availability to determine whether an approved reason exists for his lack of participation. The 10-time
damn.
All-Star won't play when his team opens his regular season against the Milwaukee Bucks, which they're doing right now, and they're trailing. He is expected to He is not expected, I should say, to be present for Philadelphia's matchup at the Toronto Raptors on Saturday either. Hours before news of the league's investigation broke, Bleacher Report's Chris Haynes reported that Harden attempted to join the Sixers for both road games. He was reportedly stopped from getting on the plane by a security official. Oh boy.
Just to give some more local news, released in Maine, that active shooter is still loose. And man, he's already killed 18 people.
Mhm.
Oh damn.
Well, the news reports
Oh
in
yeah.
Canada say it was like
Everybody, please be
it was
safe.
22 killed plus like 50 plus injured.
Mm.
Yeah, and this dude's still on the loose. So,
Oh wow.
I thought they got him by now, but I'm not surprised. He is a white dude after all.
Yeah.
yeah, if it was a black dude, they would have
And
caught him or killed him by now.
Even though the fact that, like, I
Same
mean,
day. Same day.
if he did all of that, I'm assuming he was well prepared. And the picture that I seen, he had an assault rifle, so that's also part of the problem.
Yeah, yeah. This country, it is what it is. We're gonna get on politics for a minute. It looks like they want to start World War III.
Yikes.
I'm
so I've
worried about
heard.
it.
Well, that's what I wanted to
It,
ask Nemo, but I didn't want to interrupt. It's just, what is your country's stance on this
Uh,
conflict? What's your country's stance on this conflict?
they have been kind of ambiguous about it because like a lot of African countries are kind of ambiguous. Some want to stand one side, others with predominantly Muslim populations are staying with Palestine,
hmm
and I'm like Ethiopia. They have a precarious situation because you still have thousands of Ethiopian Jews who are still waiting for repatriation to Israel, and so and the logistics that goes that that's why they are like wondering where they should stand on that one.
Well, recently I just started getting
It's
into like African politics, more like geopolitics, and
uh,
um, it was this one guy. My apologies.
you muted
So
yourself for a
yeah,
minute.
yeah, I did. I just don't want to make excessive noise for no reason. But so there's this one guy that Dr. Thunder fucks with. It's a dude from Africa, and he mostly streams about shit that goes on in Africa, and he talks to Africans and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But so sorry, I dropped my earbud. So he was saying that he's Kenyan himself, and he says that
Hmm.
like what they're basically like the basic what's the word for it, consensus for this whole conflict going on is that they just don't want to get involved because they're just like, he was saying, and like there was people that came in on his panels and stuff like that. They were talking a bit more about it, but they were talking about like the basic consensus is that they should not get involved in this conflict because like they
Uh-huh.
actually do trade with Israel and they don't
Mm-hmm.
do any trade with
True.
Palestine, but these like black people typically they want to root for the underdog, even if the underdog doesn't benefit you at all and caused you harm in the past, which is
I
pretty fucked up.
I would say personally, me from my own opinion, I'd stay out of it completely because I look at both sides. But first of all, folks, you guys cannot just claim Israelis as one side and Palestinians as one because there's a lot of divisions among them, and
Yes.
people are unwilling to decipher the various factions in both between both nationalities. And me personally, like I said, like because you have Ethiopians and Eritreans, Jewish and otherwise, in that country, and yeah, I mean, Jewish racism is one thing, but Arab racism is something we've known for like 2,000 plus years because people forget. And a lot of
Exactly.
Africans on the eastern side, they don't want to deal with it. They have a hard time dealing with the whole legacy of over 2 millennia of Middle Eastern slave trade. And it's not just with the Arabs. This also applies for Persians, the Turks, because people don't know. You have the descendants of black slaves still alive in Turkey, across in over like in the along the Black Sea in Georgia, the Republic of
Mm-hmm.
Georgia, former Soviet Republic of Georgia, that is, in two places, Abkhazia and Abkhazia, that republic. You have black Persians, many of them who claim descent from Ethiopia, mostly from the Karage and Oromo ethnicities. Hell, the slave trade from East Africa went as far east as India.
Mm.
And I know the word, and I know the ethnic, and I know the racial slurs in Arabic as well as in Hebrew for black folks. So
Yeah.
we're kind of worried about that. But I haven't personally, I haven't exactly dealt with racism myself growing up in the Middle East, but we were all too familiar with that shit. We knew how they would look at us. So, and it's kind of conflicting how to deal with all sides because it's just we just know how all sides are and how they conduct themselves. And as far as like everybody just wants to condemn Israel and support Palestine, I'm like, you fail to realize the various factions in there. Like take because they don't consider the divide between Palestinians and Israel as well as the divide among Israelis, especially when it comes to the issue of the two-state solution. I mean, does anybody know anything about the current prime minister of Israel or what party he belongs to?
Warmonger.
Yeah,
Warmonger.
yeah. Do you know what his party's called?
Likud.
Likud. Okay, Likud, and the other party is Labor, who's on the opposition. They are the two dominant parties in Israeli politics.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned this
And
on
they want
Charles's
war.
on Charles's stream. Huh?
And they want war.
No. Likud is another. Labor, ever since Yitzhak Rabin have been trying to champion the two-state solution because they believe that if you can create a Palestinian state, if you can negotiate with the Palestinians the creation of a Palestinian state, that will guarantee Israel's safety and ultimately greater acceptance from the Arab nations, normalize ties and having their state recognized. Likud, however, that's Benjamin Netanyahu's party. They oppose the creation of a Palestinian state because they say that a creation of a Palestinian state is, in their rationale, creating creating a security threat to Palestine. Now, on the flip side, on the Palestinian side, you have two particular groups. There's Fatah, that's the main faction of the PLO, and then Hamas. Hamas, along with a couple other groups, they want a Palestinian state, but that means they have to wipe out Israel. But the problem is like in the case of Hamas, they're Sunni Islamists, so they want an Islamic state, and a couple of countries in the Arab world wouldn't be happy with a Palestinian state ruled by Hamas because that would pose a threat to them. In particular, Jordan, Egypt, the countries in the Gulf, because their political ideology threatens their status quo. Fatah,
Okay.
however, that's Yasser Arafat's group from the PLO. They've been trying to champion a two-state solution. The only problem is they insist that East Jerusalem should be the capital of Palestine. I'm like, me personally, I'm like, that city has been contested for over 2 millennia,
Mm.
and the thing is this: if you guys remember the movie The Kingdom with Orlando Bloom and Liam Neeson, the belief is whoever controls the city of Jerusalem at the end of days controls the world. In all three Abrahamic religions, they believe that. That's why I mentioned what's his face, Gerald Cooper, who has a podcast called Martyr Made. His first 6 episodes was a 6-part series about the creation of the state of Israel. It was called Fear and Loathing in New Jerusalem. He goes all the way back to the beginning of this notion of a Jewish state for Jews, going back in the 19th century. He even also explains that Palestinians didn't call themselves Palestinians because at that time they were all
Mm.
under the Ottoman rule. Arabs don't go by nation, they were going by tribe. Who's your family? Where's your hometown? And the only reason in Palestinians, they call themselves Palestinians in the sense that, well, in Arabic they say Philistini, and Palestine is called Philistine because they claim that they're descendants of the ancient Philistines, just like the Lebanese claim descent from the ancient Phoenicians, Syrians claim they're descendant of the ancient Assyrians, Iraq, Babylonians, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
This notions were just like the modern states were created as a result of Sykes-Picot.
European.
Sykes-Picot. This is during World War One.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, they were all under the Ottoman rule. They were all subject to Ottoman rule, and they had notion, and they were given ideas of independence from Turkish rule by the British, and one of the first leaders and the two one of the champions of Ottoman of Arab resistance from Ottoman rule was a man named Prince Faisal al-Hashimi of the Hashemites, whose family is the royal family that still rules Jordan to this day. That's why Jordan is called the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. It gets its name from the river.
Okay.
So people say this has been going on for thousands of years. No, the modern conflict goes back to the 19, goes to like pre-world, like around World War One. Most
Mm-hmm.
Palestinians want to talk about, they talk about their tragedy goes back to 1948. I'm like, something called the Nakba, they call it, otherwise known as the First Arab-Israeli War. I just look at this whole conflict and like it's just more of the same. I mean, people remember the first Intifada that took place in the late '80s, and that's how Hamas came out of that because they were formed in 1987. But the second Intifada,
Yeah.
that started in 2000 and lasted, huh? Come again?
Yeah. No, I'm just listening. I'm about to close out here in a little bit.
Okay. Listen, folks. Like I said before, black folks. I know there's some Muslim brothers out there who want to support the Palestinians, but I said, fellas, understand who they are, what they're about, especially understanding you can't be all black and white. It's not all or nothing. You can't be so
Right.
you
There's
can't be you can condemn certain groups for their actions but support the people. Everybody's talking about what about the civilian population? Look, you got victims on both sides and perpetrators on both sides in any conflict. I
yeah,
mean, where I'm from, right next door in Ethiopia, the three of the four ethnicities have been at war with each other for the last couple of years. And they all have perpetrators and innocent victims. And there's other ethnicities who've been victimized as well as committed and may have committed atrocities. But everybody wants to talk about what happened to them is this, that, and the third. And you're seeing the word genocide getting thrown about, massacre. Everybody wants to downplay each other's victimization, but then try to bring up their victimization. It's control war of the narrative, as well as war on the ground, in social media, in this on the news reports, regardless of what sources you are. There's a war for the control of the narrative. So I'm telling everybody, just read all sides, and which side you want to pick. I said you pick. Just make sure you know who. It's all true. It's like
yeah.
a certain author
Do your
said,
research.
do your research. Not very few people do their research. That's the thing. I mean, my man once said, because I talked to him, I said, man, it surprises me how many among our own ilk and of other ilks I interact with, and they act like like they're dumb as hell. Although some will feign into ignorance. He said, look, it's right there, but we're seekers of knowledge. Very few of us are seekers of knowledge. Others just want to be. It's just like our high school teachers back in Eritrea would say. You want to be the teachers that always told us about taking notes and doing research because you're not little babies and we're not going to spoon feed you this information as if you're sitting in a high chair with bibs on.
Mm-hmm.
You're grown.
Well,
You're reaching adulthood. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm about to shut it down, fellas. Thank y'all for coming up. Um,
Yeah,
thank y'all
but we
for
might as well
coming
swing to
through.
Mrs. Z because he started a stream.
Yeah. Thank y'all for coming through. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace. Go over and
Appreciate
support
it. Have a good
Mr. Z
night,
and his content.